Welcome to my channel. I'm Jess, and this is Canyon Oracle, a place where we use divination tools like tarot and oracle cards to inspire healing and transformation in the lives of truth seekers just like you. Today we're going to be answering the question, does he still love me? But before we do that, I have to remind you, you are the architect of your own life. You totally have free will. You can always make a new choice that will launch you in a whole new direction. Also, please keep in mind, these are general readings. So some aspects of the reading may not apply to you, or you may choose a pile and realize that none of it resonates with you at all. Don't ever try to make it fit, Just scratch the pile and move on to another one, or move on to another pick a card video entirely. There are so many great ones out there that I've actually loved watching myself. And the reason I love watching them is because they really inspire the viewer to use their own internal guidance and their own intuition. And if that's something that interests you and you want to explore that further, I have actually created a really powerful meditation that can support you in doing just that. And I would love to gift it to you. So if you'd like a copy of this free meditation, you can find it at canyonoracle.com/YT. That link is also in the description box below. Also in the description box is more about the cards that I'm using, a link about my work. I do live intuitive coaching sessions if that's something that you're interested in. And if you have any other questions and you don't find them in the description box below, please do not hesitate to leave me a comment. I promise I will get back to you. Okay, so without further ado, let's ask and then answer the question, does he still love me? We have 3 piles to choose from today. We have pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Okay, so I just invite you to take a deep breath, really ground your energy in your body, hold your person in your mind's eye, and ask yourself the question, does he still love me? And then choose a pile that most resonates with you. You'll find the timestamps in the description box below, and I will see you on the other side. Okay. Hi, Group 1. Welcome to your reading. Okay, so we're going to be using a variety of different cards today. We're going to be using some tarot, some oracle cards, romance angels, and then at the end, we're going to read a card that is a direct message from your higher self, okay? So I look at the light and the shadow aspects of each of the cards. I see how they all fit together and really then see the story that wants to be told, okay? So we begin with the Fool card. What a beautiful way to begin. Now in this deck, this is sort of a non-traditional tarot deck, but it is based on the tarot. So this is the Fool in the tarot deck, and in this deck it says new beginnings. Beautiful. Then we have the 4 of Pentacles, and in this deck, it's firm foundation. Then we have another Pentacle card, the 7 of Pentacles, and in this deck, it's patience and planning. Then we have some romance angels, and the first of the romance angels is true love. Then we have release your ex. Then we have forgiving and learning. We have an energy oracle card, which is the Angel of Love. Pretty good so far, huh? And then we have another oracle card, which is Be Supportive. It's a beautiful card from the Whispers of Love oracle deck. And then the last card, which we'll read at the end, is the card of Direction. Interesting that we begin with new beginnings and someone embarking on a new journey, and we end with direction. So clearly there's a theme here about where we're going, right? So let's go one by one. Okay, so The Fool card is all about the pre-manifest. It is before we embark on the journey. So we see that she's about to take a step, but she's not taken a step yet. It is that energy of excitement and anticipation before something begins. It is taking a leap of faith before you can see what's next. It's sort of like literally like walking out into the unknown with excitement and anticipation. So this is a really beautiful card to begin with. I'm noticing on this card that this woman looks like a traveler and she's standing on the globe. So there's something, it feels like, and then we have the card of direction. So there is something about travel maybe, or distance, and maybe that is a part of what you're dealing with your person. The next card that we have is the Four of Pentacles, and it's a firm foundation in this deck. Now, in a traditional tarot deck, the Four of Pentacles can be about closing down your heart, closing down your mind, holding on too tightly, hoarding, shutting down in a way. It can also be about building foundations. And in this deck, that is what it says, a firm foundation. It's Pentacle. Now I notice we have 2 out of the 3 tarot cards are Pentacle energy, which is money, health, the material realm. So there's something about money. Feels like there's something about money. Probably in regard to your so we're asking the question, does he still love me? Now, because this is a general reading, I'm going to be reading this as if we're talking about your person. Now, again, I'm going to say he, but you can please interject whatever pronoun is appropriate for your person. So he or she or they or whatever works for you. I feel like your person, and again, we could be talking about you. The energies could be reversed, but it feels like this person is dealing with financial issues or focused on financial issues. Because the next card that we have is the Seven of Pentacles. In this deck, it's patience and planning. And often the Seven of Pentacles refers to a pause, sort of awaiting. There is the element of planning, of patience. It's like, okay, I've put all this work into it, and now you sort of are weighing the pros and cons. What worked, what didn't work, profits and losses, that sort of thing. So we're definitely taking a pause in the action. But it feels like their focus has a lot to do with money. And maybe that was a reason for whatever separation you may be in right now. Whether it's a long separation, it doesn't feel like that to me. So if there is a separation, it feels like maybe it's literally just, a day or so. But something obviously has been going on that is making you question the connection. And it feels like your person's focus has not been necessarily on your relationship. Now, we then move into the card of true love. This is the romance of a lifetime. So does this person still love you? Yes. The question is what's going on also right now, which is an interesting question because obviously you're here for a reason, right? But just so you know, you can relax. Yes, I would say that the cards are definitely telling you this person still loves you. And my guess is they are wanting a new start with you. So the next card that we have is Release Your Ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And I'm noticing that this is an angel in this card who seems distraught. So I'm wondering if you are the one that needs to release an ex, and maybe that person came back into your life. Again, it can be reversed. So it could be about your person whomever it is that you're asking about right now, maybe they have an ex that came into the picture or is energetically affecting you guys in some way. Maybe that ex of theirs is a marriage situation, like an ex-spouse, and in the divorce there were money issues or something like that that held them back in some way from fully committing to this relationship. Then we have the card of forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moment. So again, we have about letting go of the past. This Fool energy can also be asking to let go of past stuff. It could be about your past. My feeling is it's more about, your past together as a couple. My sense is it's your past before you got together. And that your past is somehow affecting your relationship right now and is probably separated you or put a pause somehow in your relationship because of an ex or something that happened in your past. Then we move on to the energy of the Angel of Love. We have two cards that say love on them. So, without question, this person still loves you. And this card is really about loving the other and loving ourselves as well. So, also let's not forget that forgiving and learning is often about ourselves too. So there's something here that is wanting you to fully step into your own experience of self-love. And maybe on a soul level, that's why you are having a pause in this relationship of some kind. You both have a little bit to deal with, right? Like somebody needs to release an ex and forgive some people. And maybe there's a lot of hostilities in regard to this ex. Or it could be about forgiving yourself and how you behaved either with your ex or in a previous incarnation of this relationship. Then we have the card of be supportive. The copy on here is so small. Bear with me. Make a genuine effort to show you care. There's a lot of angels. So this is really a divine connection. Like it feels very clearly that this connection is divinely supported. It's being divinely guided. I imagine that divine timing is at work in this connection. And the card of support, it's asking you to be supportive. It feels like to me your person is going through some things right now. They are building some sort of a financial foundation, maybe for the first time or maybe for the second time. Maybe they're rebuilding this foundation and they're so focused on this other stuff. Maybe their spouse, maybe their old financial issues, but they really want to start fresh with you. And the cards are asking for you to be supportive and probably accepting of wherever they are right now. Because we have to remember that getting into a union with someone else often requires getting rid of a lot of other stuff. I remember when I got into my current relationship and my boyfriend and I were having some challenging things come up between us. And I remember one of my best friends said to me, when you get into a relationship, it's like plunging your fist into a bucket that's filled with water. A bunch of water has to come out first. So I hope that made sense. So my sense is that what's going on right now is that there's all this water that's coming out of the bucket to make space for this union, because your relationship will have to have its own container, so to speak, right? So you have to rebuild that container. And I imagine, you're not a child, whoever you are, and that you have a history, and the person that you want to couple with also has a history. So we always have to remember that, and we always have to be supportive of each other, that love is scary for all of us, even when it is easy and beautiful and perfect and true. It's still scary, particularly if you have been on the planet for a few decades, and have had a lot of love relationships that didn't work out before. You have to forgive your ex, yourself, life. You have to learn. You have to be brave, and you have to be supportive of each other in whatever transitional period you need to go through, so that you can have this energy of this fresh new beginning. So now let's look at the last card, which is the message from your higher self to you. And you got the card of direction. And it says, Lord, please show me the right action right now. Please bring a sign and a miracle that gives a clear direction. May I hear the prompting of my own body. And if for some reason I'm about to head the wrong way, please stop me. So again, it feels like it's in partnership with the energy of this Fool card, that it's like you want to take a leap of faith, your person wants to take a leap of faith and really get going, but obviously there is some hesitation here, and I imagine it has to do with your past energy. So if you were looking for a sign about whether or not this person loves you, or if you guys have potential, I would say this is your sign. This person loves you, and you do have great potential here, and real true love here, okay? But there might just be some adjustment period that needs to happen. You might have to just be patient a little bit. You might have to do some inner work yourself on releasing your own past, forgiving your own past, people from your past, and your own self, to be able to open yourself up to the real love that is possible inside of this union. So I would say this person absolutely still loves you 100%. And the guidance is to be supportive of them wherever they are right now, to be patient of them wherever they are right now, to forgive and to learn about them, and to release whatever past might be impeding your growth in some way. So even if they have to, what's interesting about real love partnership is that, of course, each partner has to do their own work. Absolutely, 100%. And when we're in a close union, our energies really affect each other. So if your person needs to release an ex, or if your person needs to somehow heal some past wounding, or heal some past patterns, if you focus on whatever is holding you back energetically from the relationship, if you focus on all of the areas that you are carrying resentments in your heart, if you focus on forgiving your past, that will give your person some of that energy as well. And it'll almost make it easier on them. I've seen this time and time again. It's so fascinating how this can work. Now, we don't want to go too far and have it be codependent, where we're like, I'm just going to do all the work for you, honey. You don't have to do anything. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. I'm just saying also that a lot of times we mirror one another in relationship. In true love relationships, we mirror each other. So if they have some forgiving and learning and healing to do from past relationships, you probably do as well. And the more one of you does it, the easier the other one will be able to step into that energy as well. So again, there is this fresh start that really wants to happen. Your person absolutely loves you, and I imagine you love them too. And there is beautiful potential between the two of you. And now is the time to really do whatever inner work is required of you, whatever feels right to you, Tap into that internal guidance system of yours and just check out and see if there's any cobwebs in there, that need to be cleaned out to prepare you to open yourself fully to love. And whether or not it works out with this person or not, you'll be that much more ready for real love to come into your life. But I imagine that there is great potential with this person, and they for sure still love you. All right, group one, that was your reading today. I hope that it gave you some insight and clarity and peace of mind. I would love to hear what resonated for you in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, I'd love a thumbs up. Maybe even subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing pick a card readings every Sunday, so I'd love to see you again. I thank you so much for your time and your attention. I send you so much love and light. And until next time, be well. Hi, group two. Welcome to your reading. Okay, we're going to be using a variety of different cards today, some non-traditional tarot cards, some oracle cards, romance angels. The last card that we're going to look at is a message from your higher self to you. So let's go one by one, and then we'll really see the story that unfolds and see if this person still loves you. Okay, so the first card we have is the Six of Pentacles in the traditional tarot deck. This is the Six of Pentacles. In this deck, it's material and spiritual prosperity. Beautiful. Now, in this deck, we have some chakra cards too. And interestingly enough, you got the throat chakra, which is, the chakra of communication. So then we have the Nine of Wands. And in this deck, it's spiritual strength. Then for your romance angels, we got past life relationship. Interesting. So we're working with some past life energies. Flirt, darling, and passion. Ooh. From Whispers of the Oracle, we got treasure your loved ones. What a beautiful card. There's a mother and child on this card. It's really beautiful. Nurturing energy I just got from that. Ooh, and then we got man holding a coin. So I don't know if you are a man or a woman, or he is a man or a woman. Now, I'm probably going to be using a lot of speaking about your person as he, but please just insert whatever pronoun is appropriate for you. So he or she or they or whatever works for you in your situation. And the last card that we got for you, which we'll read at the end, is the card of work. Okay. So the Six of Pentacles is about give and take. It is about balance. It is about generosity and also receiving. So this person sees you as a generous person. This person sees you as someone who has contributed a lot of value to their life. And maybe they feel that they haven't contributed quite as much to you. And maybe that is part of what's going on here. There is an imbalance, because I really like to look at each of the cards in the light and the shadow aspects of each. So the positive part of this card is about generosity and giving and receiving abundance. And the negative, or the shadow aspect of this card, is the lack of balance, and that one party is giving more than the other. So we can be, I feel that we're experiencing both of those things. And I also feel like from this card, there is an equal, you guys are each other's match in a lot of ways. So then we got the throat chakra. The throat chakra is all about communication. It is about making things manifest into the material realm by the creative energy of words and your voice and self-expression. So again, I'm feeling like there's been a lack of self-expression here. Like maybe this person doesn't know how to speak their heart to you or their feelings to you. Because I'm feeling very kind of like a little choky right now, and usually that indicates some sort of like lack of self-expression, some shutting down in the throat chakra area. And maybe that's why you're confused about, does this person still love me? Because they're not talking to you. They're not communicating with you. Then we have the Nine of Wands. And in this deck, it's a spiritual strength card. And this is a card really about fortitude, strength, not giving up. In a lot of decks, this person is weary after like a long battle, and he's got like wounds and bandages, and there's 9 wands behind him all stacked up that he's been stacking for some time. And particularly with this deck, it is like this guy is holding up the whole building. The Buddha is holding up the whole structure in his hands. But I love how this card really represents the spiritual strength. I'm also noticing that it's green, and green is the heart chakra. So I feel like your person has a lot of, is a really good person and has a lot of internal strength, but maybe they don't know how to express their love very well. And maybe that's what this 6 of Pentacles is about giving and receiving love. And maybe you've had trouble with that as well. Okay, so let's keep going and see what happens here. So then we have the past life relationship card. You have known each other before. This can indicate that this is another incarnation of this relationship in this life. Can also indicate from a past life, literally another time. Now, I truly believe that we incarnate in soul groups over and over and over again to heal karma, to support one another, etc. So if there's someone in your life that's close to you, I've always ventured to say that it's not the first time you've been with this person. So I think that most strong, important relationships are past life relationships, but the cards wanted you to see that in particular. So it's telling me that there is some energy from the past that is being represented here in a way that it's affecting what's going on right now in your relationship. So something from your past. Now, if you have an idea about what that is, it might be, from a previous incarnation of this relationship from this lifetime. And in other words, you guys were together before, you broke up, you got back together again, something like that. And that past is influencing you guys today. Or it could just be literally from a past life energy that's influencing some pattern that's repeating itself. There's a repeated pattern going on in this relationship right now. And I would venture to say it has something to do with this balance or lack of balance in the relationship from giving and receiving. And maybe it's hard for you to receive. Maybe it's easier for you. That's the sense I'm getting, that maybe it's easier for you to give, because I noticed on this card this nurturing energy, and that was the energy that I picked up about you. So I would imagine that you are very nurturing and giving, and that's where you feel comfortable and where you feel strong. And if that's what you're accustomed to, then it would be, it would make you feel vulnerable to receive expressions of love, even to receive gifts maybe in some way. And then on top of it, maybe it's hard for your person to express themselves. So we're working with both of those dynamics here, like a challenge for you to receive and also a challenge for this person to express themselves. The next card that we have is Flirt. Extend your light-hearted energy to others. So it's like, very literally means lighten up a little bit and be a little bit more playful. Maybe the energies around you guys are really heavy right now because some stuff might have just recently gone down. Or, things just have been, getting stale in some way. Maybe you've been kind of taking on this maternal energy with them, and the sort of sexy appeal, the sexual energy between you has been diminishing because there has been this lack of balance. Because then the next card that we got is passion, and it's allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So yeah, it can be about passion in the relationship. And since we have flirting too, and this past life relationship card is pretty sexy, if you ask me. So it is like, it feels like that's what the message here for you is, to really bring out that inner goddess within you. Not just the mother archetype, right? The mother energy, which is beautiful too and also important, but it's equally important in a partnership to allow yourself to be the fiery lover that you are, you know? And to be passionate about yourself, about your partner, and to express that passion. And the more you express that passion, the easier it will be for your other to express their passion as well. Then we got the card of treasure your loved ones. And it says, it is important to love others deeply. It is like this super, super nurturing card. And I noticed that it's a 10. So the 10 is like the end of a cycle. This 9 too, it's like we're almost at the end of this, whatever this cycle is from this past life energy that you're working with. I feel like we are coming to an end, for sure. Okay, the next card that we have is man holding a coin. So this is absolutely about a man or a woman who is offering something tangible to you. So if there has been an imbalance, it feels like it will be balanced out very clearly. Now, it could be in an expression of love finally that you've been waiting for. Absolutely. It could also be in a very material way, because this is a coin, which represents the material realm. So it could be a gift, a token of love of some kind. But this is absolutely a man who is stepping up and wants to give you something. So I don't believe I've answered your question yet, which is, does he still love me? Yes, I do believe he still loves you. I do think that there have been some imbalances of some kind, and it has been like tedious, like it's been a lot of hard work, and I feel like the energy is just starting to get kind of tiring for everyone, probably you as well. But there's absolutely still love here. And let's not forget that this card, there's strength here because there's real dedication and loyalty. So I feel like this person is absolutely loyal to you and dedicated to you. But there does definitely need to be some flirtation and some passion in this relationship. More of it to sort of lighten things up a little bit, because things have gotten weary. So now let's look at this last card that we have for you. And this is the card again from your higher self. And you got the card of work. And it says, I'm now available to receive all who can benefit from my work. Use me to relieve suffering on the planet. May all who need me find me. The divine is my complete source for all prosperity and will provide. It's interesting. I feel like this relationship has just been a lot of work for both of you. And maybe for you, again, it's like you have been really caretaking this person. And maybe you have, on a soul level, a contract from a past life to take care of this person. And that is beautiful. And, maybe that is maybe that's what it's supposed to be in this life. Maybe it is about you caring for this person in a very maternal way and, that is the dynamic, because that's the agreement that you made before you got here to this life. You made an agreement that you would take care of this person in some way. But if we're talking about a real romantic partnership and potentially like a true love situation, we just want to make sure that it's balanced out, So it's beautiful to be dedicated to really loving and supporting people. And we need to make sure that we are equally as willing to receive, and only if you are willing to fully receive love, because you have to put your wands down and put the work aside and get lighthearted and flirt and allow your passionate side to really show up in order for you to experience the love fully in the relationship, because if someone comes with a coin, with an offering for you, and you are stuck in this dynamic of, no, I'm the giver, I'm the giver, I'm the giver, not only will you not be able to fully experience the love that this person has to give to you, they won't be able to experience it either. Because we have to give and receive in order to fully show up in love, and clearly this person wants to give you something. And I believe there's a lot of gifts here for you both to receive from one another. Again, I do feel like this is a nice partnership, like a nice pairing. Like, it may feel out of balance right now, but I see that there is potential here for equality. And the only way to get that equality is to work on yourself being able to receive, if that makes sense. Because you can't force anyone to give you any more than they already are, right? You can't force anyone to open up. You can't force anyone to express or give. But you can work on your own capacity to receive. You can work on your own capacity to open up and to allow for the other to give, and then see what happens, And then if there really is a lack of balance over time, well, then you know what to do. Then the relationship is not for you. But I do believe this person still has love for you. I do believe that there is great potential in this relationship. And I do believe that the cards are asking for you to lighten up, to be flirtatious, to open yourself up to receiving all of the gifts that this person has to give. Because if we don't have someone to give to, or a way to express our gifts may never be realized. So you have to remember that receiving from others is an act of generosity, because they will be able to experience themselves as the giver, experience all of the gifts that they have to give, which is equally as important as receiving. So that was your reading today. I hope that it really brought you some peace of mind and some insight, some clarity. I would love to hear what resonated for you in the comments below. If you liked the video, I would love a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading every Sunday, so maybe there's others that will resonate with you as well. I thank you so much for your time and attention. I send you so much love and light. And until next time, be well. Hi, Group 3. Welcome to your reading. Okay, we're going to be using a variety of different cards today. Some non-traditional tarot, some oracle cards, romance angels. We'll go one by one, and then we'll really see the story that wants to be told, okay? So the first card that we have for you is the Seven of Wands. In the traditional tarot deck, this is the Seven of Wands. And in this deck, it is Stand Your Ground. The next card that we have for you is the Two of Cups. Spiritual union in this deck. Beautiful. Oh, then we have the Four of Wands. This is the Four of Wands in a traditional tarot deck. And in this card, in this deck, it's foundation and achievements. Beautiful. The next card that we have in the Romance Angels is Children. Then we have You Deserve Love. Then we have Religious Factors. From the Whispers of Love Oracle deck, we have The Only Thing That Is Real Is Love. Beautiful, really beautiful. Then we have the Journey card, and that was in the reverse. I just wanted to keep it that way because I thought that it was an important message. So I really look at the light and the shadow of each card. And I see how it all relates to one another. So the last card that we had that we'll read for you at the end is the card of abundance. Really, really beautiful. Okay, so the Seven of Wands is usually, in a very traditional tarot deck, is about standing your ground. It's about standing up to other people. Now, because it's wands, it's not aggressive energy or combative energy. It is like passion, purpose, and spirit, really, with the wands. So I wonder what... I feel like that is a message for you to stand for yourself. And maybe you did do that. And maybe that caused some sort of a rift between you, or a pause in the relationship of some kind, and you're wondering if that, how that might be affecting your person right now to stand your ground. Okay, so the next card is Spiritual Union, the Two of Cups. This really is like a soulmate card in many ways. It is this mirroring energy in this Two of Cups, which is really like you're each thinking and feeling and experiencing very similar things. Your light and your shadow aspects of your personality oftentimes are reflective of one another with the Two of Cups. And I'm really noticing the Vesica Pisces in here. So let me explain what that is. You see how there's like, I don't know if you can see this closely, but there's two circles and then like a third one that joins on their forehead. So that's like these two circles that come together, and then in the center is a third circle that's joined from the two. So basically what that is when two energies come together, they create something new together. So it would be like a man and a woman creating a child, or in a very sort of new wave of language that we're using now with this twin flame energy. Maybe you've heard of twin flames. Twin flames often, they come together and they create a third energy, which is oftentimes like a business or some offering that makes a difference for the planet. Something that they create together that forms a whole new entity that's birthed from their union, if that makes sense. And that's what I'm really noticing in that card. I'm also noticing that she is bigger and taller than him in this card, which is not traditional. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I may be using he as the pronoun. Please just insert whatever pronoun is appropriate. So he or she or they or whatever works for your story. I don't know if you're the man or a woman, or if it's two women or two men, but in this card, if we just look at it in a traditional way, there's a man and a woman here, and she's a lot bigger than him. And she's kind of above him, pushing him down, which is interesting, really interesting. So it feels like you have the more feminine energy of the two of you, and it feels to me like you took on the more dominant role or the leadership position, or you had to really stand up for something and speak your mind. It's like she's really speaking her mind and also her will. It's about like will, like there's some message about your will that's coming out through the cards. And we'll see about that. So the next card that we have is the Four of Wands. And the Four of Wands is like the marriage card, the happy union. Again, this card in a lot of traditional tarot decks is like a twin flame card. So this feels very twin flamey to me, this union. And in this card deck, it's foundations and achievements. So it's like a happy couple with a child and a house. It's like, you know, the pinnacle of relationship. Again, traditionally, it's like you get married, you have a child, you have a house. It's like all of it coming to fruition underneath the rainbow, dreams coming true, the full spectrum of life represented in a harmonious way, in a grounded and stable and harmonious way. Very celebratory, this card. Very, very happy, the Four of Wands. Then let's look at the romance angels. You got the card of children. And this is your love life is being affected by children. So they may have kids or you may have kids, separate or together. It also could be about your inner child or their inner child somehow affecting this relationship. So it might be that the children are what has caused the pause in the relationship, or something that you had to stand up for might have had to do with your children in some way. It doesn't feel like you guys have kids together, although you very well may have children together. Maybe you've been married for some time and something is going on in the relationship and now you're wondering about it, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like it's heading towards marriage. Like this is a relationship that has been going on for sure. This does not feel like new. But something has happened that you've had to stand up for yourself in some way. And it might have something to do with children. So the next card that we have is you deserve love. You are lovable. So same energy as a Seven of Wands. You are standing up for yourself in some way. And maybe now you're worried, like you said a few things and now you're like, uh-oh, what did I say? Does he still love me after I said all that stuff? The next card that we have is religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So this card could sometimes indicate like you guys come from different religious backgrounds, like, he's Muslim and you're Christian, something like that, and that it is affecting your relationship. It's hard to come together because of these differences between you. I also can see this card sometimes representing a spiritual union, and that it is divinely guided and divinely ordered, and that you share a love of the divine together. So it could be either way. Religion, spirituality is somehow affecting this partnership, either in a positive or not so positive way. The next card that I want to look at is the Journey card, and it is in reverse. So it is like, and it's a 2, interestingly enough. So it is like you're going somewhere. You know, you've packed your bags, you're going on a journey, and it can indicate like a really fun trip. It can also mean that you had a plan. You had this, vision for your future. You guys were talking about creating a life together, and then something happened and your plans got screwed up. So now things are changing, and maybe that's because you had to express some needs or set some boundaries in some way. And now things have shifted, and now you're getting frightened that you're not going to continue in this relationship. The next card that we have is the only thing that is real is love. The only thing that is real is love. So whatever religious factors you're dealing with, children, plans that got averted, the only thing that's real between you guys is the love. And it says, shift your focus back to love. So that is clearly the message here. Shift your focus back to love. You deserve love for yourself, of yourself, and also you deserve love with the other. So it's okay for you to stand up for yourself. It's good for you to stand up for yourself, because guess what? You cannot sustain a loving partnership if you don't stand up for yourself and express your needs and set proper boundaries. So, maybe there had been some things that were, not great for you, and you hadn't been saying anything about it. Well, it's important that you do say it. So good for you for expressing yourself. And does your person still love you? Yes. Yes, your person still, with the 2 of Cups and the 4 of Wands, you better believe it, your person still loves you. Absolutely. And there is real potential here for marriage, if you're not already, and union and partnership that's long-standing over time. And good for you for speaking up whatever you needed to speak up about your children, about maybe your spirituality, whatever it is that you're standing up for yourself is very important that you do that. So now let's look at the last card that we have for you, which is abundance. And it says, Divine Beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. Wow, you guys. You deserve love, and you deserve love. Twice we got that. And it says, I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. Okay, so clearly you had a plan. There was a plan here. And something changed about this plan, and it's now making you question whether the relationship is going to go forward. Yes, the relationship is going to go forward. Yes, this person still loves you, but things needed to change. Things needed to shift. Something wasn't, because you had to lay the proper foundation. So there was something going on that over time would have screwed you up. So, the best laid plans always get destroyed, It's like, it's okay. Just because it doesn't go the way you think it should go, absolutely does not mean that it's not going to be better than what you imagined. And we have to remember that the divine, this omnipresent force that is life, is everywhere, is always moving through us. So there are no accidents, right? It's like we're walking down the wrong road and we get knocked off because we're walking down the wrong road. Even if we think, hey, I'm going to go build a house at the end of that road and that's a perfect road, the divine, or even if you would prefer your higher self, knows that there is going to be some trouble on that road for you up ahead. And that's not the right road for you. So even though your bags are all packed and you're ready to go, guess what? It's not right. It wasn't right. So we had to pull you back onto another path. Now, getting pulled back onto that other path is usually painful. It sucks. It's scary. It's like, well, wait a minute. I was going down. I had all my bags packed. Well, wait. Well, guess what? Maybe the plane was going to go down, or the train would be delayed and you'd miss your next whatever. There's a better trip for you. There is a better plan for you. And it is with this person. It's just going to look different. That's all. So yes, this person does love you. Yes, you must stand up for yourself. Now, also what I'm getting right now is, because it's a general reading, the energies may shift. So Standing up for yourself may be about the other person. Your person may have just stood up for themselves about something. It might not be about you. You just have to take what resonates and leave the rest, yeah? But either way, someone stood up for themselves and it knocked us off course. And now we don't know what the new path is. Well, that's okay, because guess what? You've released your ego's plan and you're now open to being a vehicle for abundance, real abundance, more good than you've ever experienced in your life. How about that, right? Because when we want to manifest things in our life, we always need to say this or something better. Because again, that omnipresent energy of the divine, whatever you want to call it, knows more than you. So they're going to have a better plan for your life than you. It's important to have goals. It's important to always, want to be better and grow and move forward. And all of that is beautiful. And we have to be flexible, stand up for ourselves because we deserve love and happiness and all of that good stuff, and be flexible about how we're going to get it. Be flexible about the details of life. Be flexible about the plan, because there's always weather, right? Like, we walk out the door, we can't control the rain. So God is aware of when the rain is coming or not. And God will take care of you. So just remember that if you want to build something with this person, let's go back to this, because there was a reason why I noticed this Vesica Pisces that I mentioned earlier. Like, there is something that you're supposed to build with this person. It feels like you're creating something with this person. So, and maybe that's what someone took a stand for, like how you're building or creating something together, and the other person wasn't on board with it. But we have to remember that third thing that these two people are creating, that third entity, that business, that child, etc., and that's what this children could be referring to too, is like a business or something like that. It has its own energy. That third entity has its own energy. So it's going to pull you in different directions, but that's exactly the divine purpose, to move you in places that you've never been before, to expand your capacity to experience goodness in life, to allow you to grow in ways that you wouldn't have grown otherwise on your own. That's what love and union and people and partnerships are all about, right? That's what journeys are about. It's like, we want to grow, to learn, to change. Like, life is always evolving and always changing, and we can't control it. So it's better to just accept, allow, and trust that things are always working out in your highest and best good. And so this person absolutely does still love you. There's clearly a beautiful future ahead of you guys, and much possibility. And your job is just to remember that the only thing that's real is love. No matter how the winds are shifting, no matter how your plans change, that is all of the illusory material realm that's always shifting, that's always changing, that we don't have any control over. What you want to hang your hat on is love, is real love, eternal, the eternal source of love, which comes from a much deeper place than what's going on in the outside. And if you can come from that place of real love from within you, then you can experience it on the outside as well. No matter what's going on, no matter what changes of plans and journeys have shifted, you can still remain faithful and committed to love. Beautiful reading. That was your reading, Group 3. I hope that it resonated with you and brought you some clarity and peace of mind. I would love to hear what it was like for you in the comments below. If you enjoyed the reading, I would love a thumbs up. Maybe even subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be doing pick a card readings every Sunday, so maybe others will resonate with you as well. I thank you so much for your time and attention. I know there's a million other things you could be doing right now. I send you so much love and light. And until next time, be well.